Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is kind of a mystery unboxing for me. It's not going to be a mystery for you because you'll see the title of the video, but I literally opened this box from Amazon today. I got it a couple days ago, but it's a nice big box. Inside were two of these boxes. I just kind of picked one at random. I could look this number up and figure out which one it is, but I feel like that kind of ruins the surprise for me. I just kind of want to open it up, but I know it's either Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Kenner color version, or the Jawa, the Kenner color version. I kind of am hoping for Obi-Wan, but I'm going to get to them both. I wanted to kind of show you that this is how they sent it to me. It's like Amazon's learning a little bit. There are horror stories of Amazon, shipping things out in bubble mailers and things arriving crushed and whatnot. So at least for me, and I know I've seen a couple people online that they got theirs inside these fun shipper boxes, which is just like I said, it's kind of fun. So here we go. Oh, looks like I did open up Obi-Wan. So those of you not in the know, this is part of the Kenner colored line. I've got my fan going on and everything. Hold on. It's hot, but it's not that hot. I mean, the lights are hot. You can see my shadows and everything. I'm doing this very not professionally. I got tired of the boring black background. I wanted to put some toys back here in the background. I just kind of want to make it more fun rather than like the sterile light box. I did this for shaping my Boba Fett helmet, which you can actually see back there, writing Megatron. And I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. I like the way it looked. So I think I might do more talking hand stuff on this desk here with toys around because it's just kind of fun. Anyways, these are the new Kenner colored line figures. They just did 3 more. These are 2 of them. This is the one I'm focusing on in this video, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi. What they've done is they've taken essentially this figure here and they've colored it like the original Kenner toy colors, which are not what we saw in the movie because when they made those figures, none of the figures really matched up with what we got on screen, partially because, back in the day, they didn't really care. They were just putting out toys to make money. Expecting realism and like movie accuracy in your toys isn't something that I really even noticed until the late thousands, like early thousands, late 90s with like Spawn figures, but mostly with like Spider-Man the movie. That was like the first one was like, oh wow, it looks just like it did in the movie. Relative to the totality of the Star Wars and action figure scene, realistic depictions of what we got on screen wasn't a thing until very recently. So we have the original Obi-Wan that came out in 2016. This one that came out in the, it just came out right now, but it's colored and decoed like the Kenner ones. And I've got all the other ones here just so you can see how they kind of match up. I opened them all. So if you're not an opener and you find openers to be abhorrent, you might as well just turn this off right now. So I've got Zuckuss or 4LOM, depending on who you ask. And then the other one, whichever the other one you like right there. And these are the Kenner colored versions. And then of course I do have the Fett man, Boba Fett here. Thanks to Brian for sending that to me. This is my Kenner collection so far. This is a fun subline. I really like it. It's neat to kind of do a different spin. I know it's just a repaint, but it's a repaint with purpose. It's not just a repaint. And maybe collecting Transformers has kind of softened me to just straight repaints. Like for instance, in the back corner here, I've got Inferno. He's just a repaint of Grapple. It's the same figure, but I like him because he's red and he's a fire truck instead of like a lifter, but he's still basically the same toy. This is the same toy as this, but he's colored weird because that's how the original one was colored, and he has a vinyl cape instead of a cloth one. This is the back, the little 50th anniversary Lucasfilm Timeline from 1971 when Lucasfilm was founded all the way to now. That is 50 years on this timeline with all the fun stuff in between. We got this fun little Obi-Wan and Vader picture. I really kind of hope they do a Vader version of this. The colors wouldn't be different, but it would have a vinyl cape like this. And I think it's a dumb gimmick. It's a silly gimmick, but I dig it. Another cool thing about this figure over that one over there is that unlike that one, he has the new kind of photoreal face. Now, the colors of his face are a lot whiter. Like the paint is white instead of like a gray like we get over there. And I think that's partially because of that's just kind of how the original figure was painted. So they made the white stand out a little bit more because that's how the figure was. Essentially, I'm trying not to cut towards myself. I'm trying to do this the right Boy Scout way. I am going to be swapping the heads. because I like the original Obi-Wan better than the Kenner colors. The Kenner colors, being what they are, I kind of feel like lend themselves to a lesser likeness. You know, if you know what I mean? All right, so let's go ahead and just pull this tray out. And yeah, even the lightsaber it's a different color. It's like an icy blue instead of a darker blue. I mean, maybe I'm colorblind, who knows? You can see all my Transformers back there. All right, I'm gonna put that right there. So let's go ahead and get Obi-Wan kind of up here. That looks real good there. Look at that. The vinyl cape is pretty much spot on. Let's get the cape off. There's like a plastic film here protecting it, I guess. So that's the cape. That's what it looks like. Oops. That's what it looks like when you drop it. I would venture that this is what probably 90% of people's Obi-Wans, if they grew up as a kid in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, this is probably what their Obi-Wans look like, except for this was two legs. Like the molding for the skirt here was there, but it was just split down the middle and he had the two legs. But he definitely, I would think that the vinyl cape is like the first thing to go when people are, playing with the toys, because it's just a vinyl cape. Like, that's not very fun. So what I want to do here, first, let's take a look at these two lightsabers. Absolutely no paint on the Kenner colored one, and definitely a lighter color, kind of a icy blue, but same length. It's good, but I definitely prefer the older Obi-Wan since it's got the paint on it with the gold and the black and whatnot. But I don't really care about that so much. What I do want to do here is check out these faces side by side. I will say this, of all the non-face printed faces in the entire line, the original Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably the best likeness of all of them. The sculpting and the paintwork is pretty good. But that being said, this one is better for sure. So let's go ahead. This should just pop right off like that. Yep. And let's decapitate this one here. Just kind of pull it back. You can heat it up if you're worried about anything breaking. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That looks so much better. For over 1,000 generations. Oh, that looks so good. I love this. This is so good. This was worth the purchase right here. There we go. Get the lightsaber kind of back into there like so. Old Obi-Wan is one of the few Jedi who actually comes with his cloak, robe, cape, whatever you want to call it. It's a weird oversight. I don't know why they did that, but they did. All right. And then the skin tone between the neck and the face does not match super well. Probably also with the hands. But I feel like personally, and that might just be the color blindness talking, but I don't care about that personally so much. So let's get this vinyl cape on him, since this is it's an important part. I don't want to rip the vinyl, so I'm being very careful. It is just vinyl. There we go. So that's how it usually looked, and then you have to fold the top back. I mean, there are a lot of people that displayed their figures like this, like it was kind of a hood. I think that's dumb, and it was intended to be folded back like this, but there's that, and then there we go. So there we are. Now I've downgraded my new shiny Kenner Obi-Wan, and I've upgraded my older Obi-Wan. If they ever re-release the old Ben in like an anniversary collection or from just an archive thing, I'll buy another one just so I can put this head back on that, because they'll probably do it with a better, more accurate color. But I don't know. Like, for now, this is fine. I actually do have two of these. I have this one and then the convention exclusive that Papa Gord sent me. So that's nice, and thanks to Papa Gord for that. But it's staying in the box for now. For now, I'm going to hold off and keep these like this on the shelf. Like I said, I think the slightly not as good paint job on the face kind of lends itself well with the Kenner colors. So we got Boba Fett, Kenner color. And we've got, I guess I have to call him 4LOM if we're calling him Kenner colors, because that's how they labeled him on the box. And then we have Zuckuss. Even though those names are wrong, there are people that will fight to the death to say that they are correct because that's what they knew as a kid, you know, even though they are wrong. That's not how it works. This is just a fun subline. I really like this. It's silly. Honestly, I feel like they could go further with it. If they did comic book accurate colors or just more Kenner color versions, I would buy them all. I'm a sucker for stuff like this because it's a fun little niche that I like. So if you're curious how to get this, it is Amazon exclusive. I do believe it was $25. They have this one, a Jawa, and then Greedo. As far as I know, Greedo hasn't shipped from Amazon yet, but people who initially ordered this and the Jawa when they popped up are now getting them. If I have to give this guy a score out of 5, I've reviewed the original Obi-Wan. It was actually one of my earlier kind of reviews back in 2016. So if you want to know more about the figure itself, you can go watch that review. Although obviously the colors are a little different here. I'm gonna give the looks a solid 1. I'm gonna grade it as if it had the other face because that is the face it came with. So the face is fantastic. These colors, the vinyl cape, I could see how someone wouldn't want to give it the 1 because of it, but for what they're trying to do here, I feel like they nailed the look down to a T. This is how the original Obi-Wan Kenobi was colored. Obviously, he doesn't have a lightsaber attached to his hand with the telescoping lightsaber like the original one did, and I'm very okay they didn't do that. I mean, this is just a lazy repaint. There's nothing different about this other than a better paint job in different colors. They didn't change anything, they didn't add any articulation. It's got the older elbow joints, it's got the older neck joints, it's got the older shoulder joints, it doesn't have the new legs or knees. You know, there's a lot wrong with this, but for the time it came out, it was pretty good, and I still feel like it holds up decently, but it's not great. So I'm gonna give, based on today's standards, the accessories, I mean, just a lightsaber and this vinyl cape, I do wish he came with a little bit more, but I'll give that a 0.75 just because I do wish we got a little bit more in the box with him. The articulation, I'm gonna give that right now, I'll probably give it a 0.75 as well. It's not perfect, but it's pretty decent for what it is. The paint sculpt and detail, I'm going to give a solid 1 as well. I dig this. I love it. It's silly. It's goofy. And then the want and availability. The want is through the roof for sure. The availability, it is Amazon exclusive, but as far as exclusives go, Amazon is probably the better place to have an exclusive because as long as you pre-order it right when it goes up, it's usually not pretty hard to find. And then they do periodically refresh it and restock it. And so you can get them if you keep checking. It can be a little tough if you miss an in-stock moment and you really, really want it because then you're stuck with third party or just being sold out. And that does suck. But luckily it's from Amazon. So like, that's it. You're not driving to stores. You're not hunting for it. It's just logging into Amazon and seeing if they have it and buying it. And if you're a Prime member, you get 2-day free shipping. That's not an ad for Amazon Prime. That's just a fact. I am an Amazon Prime member and I enjoy that free 2-day shipping. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I feel like that's a little high. I really do. I feel like 4.5 for this figure is a little high. I'm going to knock it down to a 4. I just feel like that's a little bit more accurate for what this is. It's silly. It's goofy. It's not for everybody. It's $5 too expensive, but that's kind of how Hasbro's been pricing their stuff, their exclusives recently. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for this Kenner colored Obi-Wan Kenobi. And if you're like me and you just dig these one-off little kind of collector niche colored things, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, that's it for my Kenner colored Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let me know what you thought of him. Did you like it? Do you have it? Are you skipping on it? I love to read and respond to all of the comments. I'd also like to take a moment and thank the people for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. Thanks so much. It means a lot to me that you do that. If you'd like to get your name on the video, you can head over to my Patreon. If you don't, there's still a couple different ways you can support the channel down in the downstairs area, up to it including liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell to get notifications when I post new videos. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. And I'll see you later. Bye.